Good morning. We're having a little bit of technical problems, but we're going to continue. Welcome, everybody, to the October Committee of the Whole. I'd ask any member of the committee to declare a pecuniary interest now or anytime during the agenda. Councillor Atkinson, please.
Thank you, Ward Merritt. When we get to section 7A, I'll declare a conflict of interest as I'm the vice chair of that committee.
Okay, thank you. Any others? Seeing none, we move on to item number 3, Infrastructure and Development Services Division. Item A, there's correspondence to receive and file. I look for a motion to receive and file this item. Councillor Case moves and Councillor Agar seconds. All in favor? That's carried. Item B, information reports. 2 reports there. One regarding the 2024 Provincial Planning Statement and one 2024 Roads and Bridges Construction Update. Look to receive and file those 2. Councillor Miller and Councillor Hand. Seconds, all in favor. That's carried. Thank you. Item number C, reports requiring a motion. How would you like to deal with these? All 3 or one at a time? Moved by Councillor Bucci to all 3 and seconded by Councillor Dennis. Any questions? All in favor? That's carried. Any other business for infrastructure and development services? Councillor Atkinson.
Thank you, Warden. Not really a question relating to that report, but probably it is. I want to go back to Mr. Cole, if I could. A good report by Mr. DeLine on those roads and everything that's been done this year. Do we know when the 2025 schedule will be coming out so we know what's going to be happening in the year ahead?
Mr. Cole, please.
For you, Warden Marriott, to Councillor Atkinson. Our schedule annually will always be published after it's approved at the budget. So you'll see a lot of the projects that are coming forward as part of the 2025 budget. And once that's confirmed at budget, we'll publish our program and release it to the public and municipalities, stakeholders at that point.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, item number 4, we have no agenda items for Public Health Services Division unless there is other business from the floor. Seeing none there, we move on to item number 5, Cultural Services Division. We have a correspondence to receive and file, a letter from Honorable Philomena Tassi, PCMP of the Federal Economic Development Agency for Southern Ontario. Look for a motion. Councillor Cook moves. Councillor Bein seconds. All in favor. That's carried. 5B, information reports. 1 report regarding museums, gallery, and archives for the 2nd quarter. Moved by Councillor Case, second by Councillor Ferguson. All in favor. It's carried. Item C, reports requiring a motion. Report regarding museums, gallery, and archives collections management as of August 2024. Do we have a mover to adopt the recommendation? Councillor Atkinson, second by Councillor Loosely. All in favor. That's carried. Any other business for cultural services? Nothing from Mr. Meyer. Okay, item number 6, long-term care division. Item A, reports requiring a motion. Do we have a mover to adopt the 3 recommendations? Councillor Case, seconded by Councillor Agar. All in favor. It's carried. Item 6B, invitations. Christmas is coming already. We had 3 invitations there for North Lambton Lodge, Marshall Golan Manor, and Lambton Meadowview. Keep those marked on your calendar if you're able to attend. And 6C, other business. Anything else for long-term care for Mr. Gorgie? Seeing none, we move on to item number 7, Corporate Services Division. Correspondence receive and file. Have a letter from Joanne Sanderson, Chair of Lambton Agricultural Hall of Fame. Do we first have a mover to endorse the request? Councillor Broad moves, seconds by Councillor Cook. All in favor? That's carried. Councillor Cook, please.
Yes, I would recommend that we put Councillor Ferguson on that committee.
Okay, seconded by Deputy Warden White. Mr. Ferguson, do you accept?
Yes, I do. I really enjoy being in that committee, and it does highlight the agricultural community in Lambton County from over the years, from the people that have really contributed to the agriculture. Thank you.
Okay, all in favor of that motion? Opposed, if any? That's carried. Thank you. 7B, information reports. We have a report dated October 16th regarding the inaugural meeting of the 2025-2026 term. Do we have a mover for the report? Councillor Cook and Councillor Miller, all in favor? That's carried. Item C, reports requiring a motion. Two reports there regarding the 2025 committee and council meeting dates, and one regarding the Source Protection Committee appointment for Lambton County. Do we have a motion to adopt the recommendations? Councillor Case and Councillor Atkinson seconds, all in favor? Carried. Any other business for corporate services? Sorry. Yeah, corporate. Seeing no other business, we move on to 8, Finance, Facilities, and Acquisitions Division. 8A is information report regarding the annual donations report. We have a mover to receive and file. Councillor Hand and Councillor Loosely seconds. All in favor? It's carried. Any other business for Finance, Facilities, and Acquisitions? Seeing none, we move on to item number 9, Social Services Division. 1, correspondence to receive and file from the Honorable Sean Fraser. Do you have a mover to receive and file that? Councillor Bein and Councillor Ferguson seconds. All in favor? That's carried. 9B, correspondence from member municipalities. Letter from Amy Burkhart, City Clerk, City of Sarnia, regarding resolution that was passed by Sarnia City Council October 1st. Motion to receive and file. Councillor Dennis, seconded by Councillor Ferguson. All in favor? That's carried. Nine C, information reports. We have 3 reports. We have a mover to receive and file those 3. Councillor Agar and Councillor Atkinson, all in favor. Deputy Warden White.
Thanks, Warden. I just wanted to thank staff for the reports. I know there's still going to be questions out there in the community in regards to specific details, and I'm certain we're going to have people that are going to come forward and say, I can build one for. So if I'm specifically referring to a tiny home, I'm sure there are going to be people that come forward and say they can build one for X number of dollars. And same with the transitional tiny homes. There's people out there that insist they can do it for $20,000. And I know if I look at the numbers presented here, they're coming to around 76 per unit. But I think all the factors involved have to be kept in mind along with the operational costs. And I know, having been at the table over the last 2 years with staff and with yourself, Warden, that the advocacy for the permanent solutions here in the county has been incredibly strong. The staff have done a wonderful job at articulating the need and expressing the growing demand for the service here in this community. And I think that's all captured here. I'm like a lot of people, I don't know what the answer is, but I do appreciate that this is a step towards a better understanding. So thanks, staff, for their time on this.
Thank you for that. Item D, other businesses. Any other business? Councillor Bradley, please.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. A couple of questions, I guess, to the CAO or to Ms. Colasanti. I didn't get a complete answer back on the cost of upgrading the shelter. When I put that letter here back in August, was it? And there's a couple of questions in there. One was the what would it cost to meet some of the court requirements? That was one question. And the other question that is continual is that the shelters put everyone out on the street every day. That's pretty common across the province, I think, across the country. But if you see some of the impacts of that, that's where we have a lot of the issues that arise, whether they be at the library or the mall or any other place. So I guess my question I'm asking for response back at the next meeting is, how are the hours set to close the shelters in the daytime to people? And what would it cost to minimize those hours so that we're not pushing people back on the street in the middle of winter where they seek other shelter that perhaps is not appropriate? And if you want to answer now, Mr. Tebow, if not, or Ms. Colasanti, but they're important questions as we go into winter. Can we collapse the amount of time people are pushed on the street? And what would that cost for us to do that? Or to have a daytime place that is suitable?
Okay, ask either Ms. Colasanti or Mr. Tifo, who would like to. Ms. Colasanti, please.
Through you, Warden, to Councillor Bradley. The Housing and Homeless Resource Center operating in the old Laurel Lee Church is actually open every day from 8:30 till 4:30, and it is open when the shelters close. So the shelter that's operating at Laurel Lee, those individuals are able to stay there. There may be a time where they're asked to go outside for about a half an hour for some cleaning. We bring in a cleaning company and that has to happen. At the Inn of the Good Shepherd, that's operated through the Inn of the Good Shepherd, sorry, the lodge that's operated through the Inn of the Good Shepherd, they do shut for more significant hours. That's how they manage their staffing and how they manage their cleaning and those types of things. I think traditionally, the thought was that individuals would look for permanent housing, they would look for employment. We know that's challenging, but we certainly encourage them to come to the resource center. We don't manage the hours at our partners or community partners. We just simply provide some dollars for the funding. But I would encourage the individuals staying at the lodge to come to the resource center. We also provide free bus passes, so they're able to do that. We're still finding that individuals just do leave, though. Many of the individuals staying even at the Laurel Lee overflow choose to leave, and we can't mandate that they stay within the shelter.
Didn't address the question. I was asking what would it cost if we thought this was the right path. I'm sorry that you raised the Laurel Lee Center because I'm more than aware of its operation. We're receiving considerable complaints from the neighborhood, including a petition about the activities outside the shelter on the property. And I've gone by many times and witnessed them. I understand the neighbors' concerns just as I do at Rainbow, but there seems to be no control of the property outside of the inside of the building. And it is creating significant issues for the people in that neighborhood.
Ms. Colasanti, please.
We've put in a fence along the side so that individuals, if they're going outside to smoke or something, or just wanting to be outside, there is a fence that sort of separates them from the neighbors. We do have security sweeping every day. We also have staff that are going outside and watching that. We certainly can't control all of the activities down the road. I know we get complaints from different neighbors that back onto parks in the area. And I always encourage them, if there's criminal activity happening in any of those parks, they should call 911 right away. We'll continue to work with security and with the Inn of the Good Shepherd on the area around there. I know there's some challenges, but I do feel that all of the mitigation that's put in place certainly has made a huge difference.
Will there be a response going back to the neighborhood?
Ms. Colasanti, please.
Miles Vanny and I are working on a joint response right now. So yes, that'll go back to the neighborhood. Thank you.
So I do believe there is still a report coming on, oh, sorry, we have a question from council, but sorry, Ms. Colasanti, there is a report coming, I do believe, right?
Through you, Warden, to Councillor Bradley. If you're looking for a report on the cost for the extension of the shelter around couples, at the last council meeting, I had noted that it just wasn't possible based on space to look at the existing shelters, but we are looking at another solution and we will have some information about that in our next integrated report coming to council.
Councillor McRoberts, please.
Thank you through the chair. I have a question for Ms. Colasanti. You said there's a cleaning company coming in. I'm just wondering why we don't have the people that are actually staying there, taking on the chores and daily just sweeping and mopping or whatever that entails.
Ms. Colasanti, please.
Through you, Warden, to Councillor McRoberts. Typically in a shelter, people can come in and they can stay and then they will often leave. We want to ensure that we're using the correct cleaning products, that we're meeting standards around cleaning. We do have sometimes challenges with bed bugs, things like that. So we want to make sure that it's a thorough cleaning. We want to make sure that we're keeping both the residents there as well as our staff safe. So it is really important to meet those cleaning standards.
Any other business for social services? If not, I just want to remind everybody to look at the storyboards in the lobby for the Kathleen Avenue project. They're out there just this morning. Good information there. Brings us to item number 10 in camera. I'd look for a motion to go into camera to receive a report on labor negotiations between the corporation, the County of Lambton, and CUPE Local 1291, please. Moved by Councillor Atkinson, second by Deputy Warden White. All in favor? That's carried. We'll be in committee room 3 to your right.